Ladies and gentlemen, April 15th is gonna be a day that's gonna stick in wrestling fans' minds forever, pretty much. Hear me out. Last year, WWE did this thing, and people called it Black Wednesday. They released a bunch of WWE superstars, ring officials, um, backstage producers. They released a bunch of people. And people called it Black Wednesday because so many people were released, obviously. Some of them made a return, as Kurt Angle made an NXT, whatever. He was a special ring enforcer. And then Drake Maverick got his contract back. But people called it Black Wednesday. And that was last year around this time as well, on April 15th. So they did the same thing this year, but released a lot less wrestlers. So, as we did last year, we're going to go over who really shouldn't have been released and why I feel like it was a bad decision on their part to release these people. So, let's get into it. Coming in at number one of the people they should not have released because it was the stupidest idea they could have ever thought of is Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe had an amazing run in WWE. He had a NXT title when he first entered NXT, and then when he got to the main roster, he got the US Championship, which everybody was proud of him for. And then later on in the last year, he became a Monday Night Raw ring announcer. He became a Monday Night Raw commentator, which everybody thought, oh, he could be making an in-ring return. In-ring. Give me a second. In-ring return. People thought he was going to be making an in-ring return. And he was on commentary for a while. He even commentated the majority of WrestleMania 37, which happened last weekend, and then he gets released. He got released yesterday, which kind of pains me, but don't worry, that's not the other name on this list that pains me. Number 2 is, in fact, Bo Dallas. Now, Bo Dallas could have easily been one of the greatest people to be on the roster. His real-life brother, Bray Wyatt, is in a amazing storyline with Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton. And this weekend, if you didn't watch WrestleMania, spoilers, but Alexa Bliss turned her back on The Fiend. And people were speculating, oh, Bo Dallas and Alexa could be teaming up because Bo Dallas is Bray Wyatt's IRL brother. He can be a different Fiend. Alexa will be teaming up with him. We'll see a Fiend v Fiend like at around Money in the Bank time, SummerSlam time. Apparently not. People really wished Bo Dallas would be a part of this storyline, and then he got released yesterday. Huge downfall for WWE. That is a perfect idea. I literally went to Twitter and tweeted out that Bo Dallas could have been in that storyline. And he's gone. He got released. Number 3 that they shouldn't have released, and they have really nothing for him to do, but he was great when he was on commentary last WrestleMania, which was hilarious. It's Mojo Rawley. Now, Mojo Rawley was actually the last person to be announced that was released. Mojo was at the very end. They released 10 people. Mojo was the 10th to be announced. And when he did get released, people really weren't surprised because Mojo hasn't done anything in a while. The only thing he's really done is introduce Riddick Moss. Riddick Moss hasn't been in WWE for quite some time. And then when he won the 24/7 championship, nobody was really surprised. He lost it to Rob Gronkowski at WrestleMania 36. And then he hasn't really been seen since. So people weren't really surprised when he got released, but I still think he could have had an amazing run as like United States champion or Intercontinental champion, because currently Apollo Crews is the champion. I would have loved to see Apollo versus Mojo Rawley personally. But I guess that really won't be happening because Mojo's been released. Okay. Fourth person that was released, and this actually hurts my soul. A legend that people really didn't think would be released. People speculated that she'd be released, but not now. Actually, they thought that she would be released sometime later in the future. Yes, it's a she. It is Mickie James. Mickie James was released yesterday. I don't really have much to say about her because she hasn't really been seen on TV in a while. But these next two people, which are 5 and 6, these two have been on TV. As a matter of fact, one of them was at WrestleMania and the other one had a title shot on a Monday Night Raw. It is the Iconics Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Billie Kay last seen on WrestleMania 36 in the tag team Turmoil, teaming up with Carmella. And then Peyton Royce had a title shot against Asuka on Monday Night Raw. I don't remember when. I think it was the beginning of this year. And they got released. I guess they didn't really have much for Billie Kay or Peyton Royce. I mean, they could have teamed them back up. They teased it at the Royal Rumble. But I guess not. So, yeah. Number 7. Trying to remember who all got released. I don't have a list of people who were released. Give me a second, guys. Alright, so number 7 is Chelsea Green. She was out on a leg injury. Hasn't really been seen much on television. When she first made it to the main roster, she got injured. And she hasn't really been seen since then. And then she gets released. So she never really had a run with a championship on the main roster, let alone an actual main roster match. And people are saying that she never had a proper debut on SmackDown, which is entirely true. She should have had more to do on SmackDown after she came back from injury, which she never did. She actually got released before she could. Number 8, Tucker. After he turned his back on Otis, he was losing matches, wasn't really seen, and then lost the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I guess creative ran out of ideas, so they just let Tucker go. Number 9, Kalisto. He was also last seen at the Battle Royal. Creative didn't really have much for him, I guess. So he's gone too. And then Wesley Blake coming in at number 10. Not much to say about Wesley Blake either. I mean, he hasn't really been seen with the Forgotten Sons in quite some time. Jackson Riker made a return, but Wesley Blake didn't. So yeah, that's the 10 people that got released yesterday. It actually kind of hurts because last year they did the same thing around this time. I guess next year we gotta look forward to people like AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, I guess. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more if you aren't already subscribed. And let me know what you think about these releases. Were they justified? Were they needed? Let me know. Turn the notification bell on if you haven't already. And let me know if you want to see more of this. Adios.